Hi, this is Chad. This video will teach you how to make a Hummingbird Feeder Warmer for less than $12. My wife and I love hummingbirds. We came up with this design that will keep the hummingbird nectar from freezing or getting too cold in the wintertime. So far it's worked out great, so I hope this helps you out. This is the type of hummingbird feeder I use. It's the type that has a glass bottle and the base is metal, but it is plastic on the bottom. So the main part of our design consists of a mug warmer. So this is the box. This is what it looks like. I'm sure you've probably seen these made by various companies. I got these ones online for about $7 a piece. The other thing you will need are some bungee cords, some small bungee cords. These are about 10 inches long, and they're actually a little too long, but they're the smallest ones I could find. So if you find a little bit smaller ones, they'll still work. You don't want really large ones. I'll show you later why. And the other thing that you'll need is a can. So this is a cat food can. You can use a tuna can. The measurements, so the bottom is 3.5 and the width is 1.5. So you want a can about that size because it perfectly fits on the mug warmer. It's the same size as a coffee mug. The other thing you'll need is some floral wire, and this you can find in any garden department. I actually found these at the dollar store. The other thing you'll need is a drill, just a plain old drill, and a bit. It doesn't really matter what size, as long as it's large enough for the floral wire to fit through. So, and an optional Dremel tool. I use these for everything. You also need some wire snips, just something that's good enough to snip the floral wire. You don't have to have anything really fancy. Okay, so the first step is drilling the can. So make sure you have some gloves, and always think of safety first. So you want to have safety glasses on when you're drilling, because you don't want little metal fragments to come up and hit you. So with the can, what you want to do is drill a hole towards the bottom of the can, and on this side, and then directly across onto the other side. So let's do that. Easy as that. It doesn't have to be exact, just as long as it's across on the other side someplace. You don't really have to measure or anything. Like so. Now the optional part I was saying is I use the Dremel tool to clean up the holes. It's not really necessary, but you got some sharp edges on there. And when you're cleaning the feeder, when you have to take it apart to clean it and change the nectar, you don't want your fingers to rub across right there. So I take my Dremel tool, just put it on the low setting, and just clean that up a little bit. And you're going to have some metal shavings that you'll need to vacuum up or clean up so that you don't step on them. Alright. Yeah, so if you take your finger and run across there, it's nice and smooth. I'm not going to get cut when I go to change the feeders, change the nectar. Alright, so then you grab your mug warmer, cup warmer, whatever you want to call that, coffee warmer. And so the can is going to sit right on there. So, in order for that to stay on there, that's where the floral wire comes in.
And I find the fluoro wire to be the most easy way to do this. You might come up with another way. You could use any type of wire, but since you have to take these apart frequently to change the nectar and clean them and everything, it's just so much easier to use the fluoro wire because it bends and you can just shape it however you want. So it makes it a lot easier to just take it right off. You want to make sure you have a long enough piece because it has to bend around. So, you know, more than a foot, looks like probably about, I don't know, 20, about 20 inches. Doesn't have to be exact. And just take your snippers and just snip that right off like that. And then with the can, you just put it through the two holes, all the way through the can, like so. And then you take the base, take your cup holder, cup warmer, and you're going to take it and bend it around both sides. And then all you do is just twist it. So you have this nice, you know, since we cut off a good bit of wire, you can just twist it like so. Just enough to where that can's not going to move a whole lot. It's going to move a little bit. As long as it stays on there, it's no big deal. So see, that's not going to go anywhere. I can hold that up like this. And like I said, to take them off, it's just so easy. You just kind of untwist it a little bit and pull it right off and just put it on the same way. You could cut off the excess. You know, we don't really need all that on there. But, or you could just fold it under. No big deal. Okay, so the next part is we have to get the feeder to rest on top of that, like so. And that's where the bungee cords come into play. Now the whole reason for using the can is because the cup warmer gets extremely hot. Since this is plastic, I don't want to heat that plastic enough to where it's going to put off chemicals and hurt the birds, and I also don't want it to melt. It has never melted. It provides enough heat to go up through the can just to keep that fluid in there warm. It's gotten below 30 here, and these didn't come close to freezing. The fluid was a little cold, but not anywhere near frozen. It really seems to work out well. Okay, so in order to get this feeder to stay on top, it may help to have two people do this. If you have another person that could help you just kind of hold things so that you're not spilling the nectar all over everything. But what you want to do is take your bungee cords and hook the bungee cord right on that wire, bring it up, and since the bungee cords are a little longer than they need to be, I wrap it around the bottle once. So if your bungee cord is shorter, you may not have to do that, or if it happens to be longer, you may have to wrap it twice or more. Bring it over on the other side and just hook it on. Oops. See, I'm getting nectar all over me. Oh. Alright, so you hook it right like that. Now with the one bungee cord, it makes it kind of lopsided because you need to put the other one on. So with the other one, you just kind of do the opposite. You hook it here, bring it onto the opposite side, wrap it around, and hook it. There we go. And then you just kind of straighten it up. You can move the bungee cords around like so. just to keep this as centered as possible. Whoop. Let me get down the camera so you can see what I'm doing here. So just kind of center it the best that you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want that can to be somewhat in the center. And that's not going anywhere. That'll stay right like that. Make sure the bungee cords aren't obstructing the flowers. And the other thing with bungee cords, you just have to watch your eyes, because if they slip, they can come up and hit you in the face. I've had that happen to me before using them for other things. But that's it. There's one more step to show you. Okay, so on the cup warmer rather, there's a switch. So you want to plug that in safely outside. As I mentioned before, away from water. Make sure it's underneath an awning or somewhere where it's not going to get wet. And plug that in, and then turn the switch on. And then the last step that I like to do is, once I get it hung up outside, I take some aluminum foil and just wrap it around the base of this, because I just don't want the birds to be perching on here, because this gets pretty hot. So just to keep them away from this cup holder is pretty slippery, and they probably wouldn't perch on that, but just in case, I just don't want them to try to perch on that or stick their, try to feed out of the bottom. Anyway, so I just kind of just move the foil all around it, just to keep that area from like so. And of course, when the wind blows, it's going to blow the foil off. You might have to check on that. And that is how you make a hummingbird feeder warmer. Thank you.